Sunday fun day. Hope everyone has had their fun this Sunday. If you've made it back home from the adventure that you went on your day off, hope everyone had a great time in whatever you did or whatever you chose to do with whether it's by yourself or with some families and some friends or went out and got it in and had a good time. It's always a good deal. However, this video is going to be real quick. Had a few people that reached out and we were discussing scheduling. We've done this before, but I'm going to leave this video up for probably a day or two, and you could just take notes from it and go move from there. Now, on Sundays, and an old mentor of mine told me this years ago. When it comes to your Sundays, Sunday is supposed to be the day that you rest, no real work involved, and prioritizing what you need to get done should be at the highest of highs, and at the top of your priority list to plan for the next week. Now, obviously, depending on how active you are in your career or your business, this speaks to both parties. So, like, let's say you're working on projects at work, or like you got a schedule where you have to pick up the kids here and there during the week. You know, you have your have to dos, want to dos. You have the things that are urgent and need to get done immediately, and then you have your must to dos. Like, there's a difference between all these. So when you're playing with this and you're actually setting up a schedule, because believe it or not, we did a video on this and a while ago and showing people how to set up a schedule. Now, what does that entail? It has the things that need to be done, the things that should be done, and the things that should already be damn near completed. And when it comes to entrepreneurship, there's a difference between booked and banked. So usually Sundays are the days that I send out invoices. I can't speak for what you do in your business, but Sunday is that day. So that way the invoice is sitting there when that particular entrepreneur has come to me for some coaching or come to my team for some coaching. The invoice is sitting there Monday morning. This needs to be paid. Now, having something booked is way different than having banked. Now, I was having a discussion with a friend of mine. This was just a few days ago, and he was talking about how with his job, he's counting weeks ahead and what his paycheck is going to look like. Now, this is where people run into trouble and problems. You're counting on money that you don't have. Okay? That's booked. That's not banked. Something can happen. You can get in a car accident and miss a week of work. Then what you going to do? So don't count on these things. But what you can do is put a schedule together that makes sense for you and how your week works out for you. So whether you work a job or you're in your career or you're running a business, this is an easy way to do that and an easy way to separate it. Now, what I always tell people to do is simply start with the urgent things that need to get sent out. So that's why I say when it comes to finances, make sure that you go ahead and get the things that need to be banked when it comes to your money at the beginning of the week. That's why I send out invoices Sunday, and they're sitting there waiting for clients to go ahead and hit that up and go ahead and send that money. Send me my money. Now, especially if this service is working for you. So with that being said, then you have your quote unquote have to do's and must to do's. These are things that you should already know as an adult. If you are a functioning adult, but you're running and you're doing okay with your life, you're okay with your circumstances and how you're living. Most people don't have a schedule. Let's just keep it real. Most people don't keep a schedule. Most people don't think about a schedule. But when it comes to your must-to-dos, let's say you got, your water bill, things that need to be paid on certain days. Now, what I like to do now, especially as I've gotten older, I like to make sure that these things are paid ahead of time. So make sure that these are blocked off in a certain period of time to go ahead and pay that, whether you have to actually go into this particular building or if you're doing it electronically. An easy way to do this is and you can get these things written off, is if you're doing it electronically, you actually take these things, take those actual receipts, and you can use that and deduct it on your taxes. That's a whole nother game. We're not talking about that today, but you kind of get what I'm saying. So those are must to dos. So when it comes to your have to dos, this is where you put family, friends, inner workings, inner circle, things like that. You put those things together, and then you create something around that. So as you're going down this list, it should be urgent, must to dos, have to dos, and you block out the time. Now, obviously, you're going to take out your time for your sleep, and you take out the time for meals. So other than that, when it comes to, if you have a job, if you're in your career, you have to allocate that time for what it is. And then you get to your want to do's. Your want to do's should not be at the beginning of your week. Unless you're on vacation and you shut everything down and you're actually just there enjoying the vacation, you should not be worrying about want to do's. I want to do this. I want to do that. But you do need to schedule all these things down. Now, I hope this message helps today, because understand, once you have this broken down and you can actually, allocate the time to each and every one of them, it just makes your process that much easier. And it actually streamlines it for everything else in your life. Now, like I said, I'm going to keep this short. We're pretty much done. But if you understand that, urgent things get done first. Must to do's must be done and scheduled during